Hey, what's up, fam? Luckily, not a whole lot happened in episode 8 for volume 6 in RWBY. Mostly just a little bit of Ruby talking to Maria and some decent character development, and then Oscar leaves. Nothing that I really cared too much to talk about, but this episode had a lot more to go over. Obviously, it's starting out with a bit of a issue between Emerald and Mercury. I think Emerald is being a little bit oh my god, I just realized my little sprite is all the way over here. Emerald being a little bit of an annoyance to Mercury. Like, he's just like, no, I'm doing this because I'm good at this, and it felt like the right time. I'm not in this for some weird mindset of helping Cinder, and Emerald just not taking that well. Getting in a very short fight before Tyrion shows up. Tyrion, those who already know, Tyrion's one of my favorite characters, so I was very happy of his, I want to say, malefic demeanor in this episode. Very, very callous, very vicious, while that very creepy appealed to him at the same time. Also, I like his new tail. His new tail looks awesome. He actually, you know what it reminds me of with the silver and the purple is the scorpion robot from the '95 Power Rangers movie. You remember the one filled with some Ivan ooze like that he was using? I think it was a scorpion and like a hornet or a wasp. I have to rewatch or at least look up the scenes. But anyway, it was cool to see him. He's getting ready. He's being a little vicious, talking about how their wants in this are kind of all irrelevant. He's doing it because obviously he's got a worshiping of Salem, and he's following her and aiding her ambitions, as well as seems to be going out with, well, I'm trying to remember, Dr. Watts, I believe was his name, trying to figure out what's going on with them. I guess they got some new plan they're getting ready. They're making sure that some of the forces don't join up that could be a hindrance to their plan. So let's see if they're going to strike soon. Maybe fight. Big battle will happen. Maybe they'll arrive, and we'll get a pretty interesting, clash of big characters by the end of this volume 6. I'm assuming it's going to be a parallel to volume 3. Like I was saying, I think they're going to do each of them as 3-part arcs. That's the way that 1 through 3 was. It was an arc, and 2 and 5 feel kind of similar. The hiccup, sorry. The way that they both felt like more setup stuff, and they're also both the most boring out of the triples for each set. But also a really good uh, moment for John when he arrived and saw this statue honoring Pyrrha, and seemingly a member of Pyrrha's family, whether it be like a sister or mother, showed up, and I'm guessing knew about John. She probably told him, about him. Probably recognized him at least to a degree. Who knows? I really liked John. John is also one of my favorite characters, so it was really nice to see just his reaction to this whole situation, as well as when Nora and Ren showed up, and just I like their character dynamics way more than Team Ruby's. I always preferred John's team. I thought it was much better. Juniper, just a lot cooler, in my opinion. And it's nice to see how they take everything and them having a nice character moment of being like, John, you gotta quit being so hard on yourself. Pyrrha knew she was getting into. She probably was aware what was gonna happen, but she needed to do it anyway. So a lot of nice, not a nice revelations for their characters, as well as them understanding kind of like bigger picture stuff, and how even though Pyrrha died in battle against Cinder, that they understood that she saw it as what she needed to do. So a lot more really getting out of it. I don't know. I find it a lot more compelling of a story than than Yang being like all traumatized from like her millisecond fight against Adam or anything kind of going on there. I prefer Juniper's team. What do I want to? What word do I want to use? Team troubles and woes way more. I don't know. I thought that was cool, but I do like seeing the bits with Crow, actually, with Crow and his alcoholism and just like his whole reaction to this, and them kind of being like, hey, you gotta pick yourself up. We're not gonna let you drag us down. Even though Crow, honestly, I'm mentioning like three of my favorite characters. Like the only out of my top 5, Adam is one of the ones for the fellas. Honestly, I think it's literally all of them but Adam in this chapter. Mercury, it is all of them but 5. Mercury, Crow, Jean, and Tyrion for the favorite male characters, and you had all of them but Adam get something pretty cool this episode. Even though Crow is definitely number 1 for me, but it was nice to see other people be like, "Hey, you got to stop being a problem. Like he's a huge drunk. He's like turning away from all their ideas and plans, and they're like, listen, we need you to get your shit together because we're trying to figure stuff out too. We're not giving up." And I thought that was cool of their characters. I like that. I like that Crow is getting a little bit of development on his own. Hopefully he gets a hold of his drinking soon. I hope he's. I don't want him to drink himself to death. Like, geez, I really like his character. I don't want anything bad to happen to him. But at the same time, I understand what he's going through. Obviously, like his whole everything he's been doing for years. He now figured out like that Ozpin had no real plan, had no real idea of what to do. Is kind of just going as they go, which I'm sure if he told him at the time of like I don't know what to do, but we have to find a way, and like it probably would work for him. I think it's just like keeping all those secrets of somebody he trusted for so many years probably really like intensely doubled or even tripled over his alcohol dependency. So you get a nice bit of character there too. Anyway, but I like this episode a lot. Like the previous episode was just like some nice, a little bit of character development with Ruby, which was good. And then like Maria yelled at that other old lady, and then it was like that was most of the episode, and I didn't really care too much. But this one is really good. So it was nice to come back to this episode and go over the contents of it. I really liked it. Like I've been saying, I think volume six so far were 9 out of, I believe it'll be 12 again episodes. Is it 12? I'm trying to remember if it's 12 or 13. I don't even remember off the top of my head. I think it's 12 episodes per season now, or per, not season, per volume. So we're 3/4 of the way through, and volume 6 so far has been the best volume so far. And I stand by it. I only had one real problem this whole volume, and it was in the first episode. But other than that, this has been real solid, and I've enjoyed it a lot. So drop a comment below on what you thought about this episode, if you've seen it or if you haven't yet, and just you're just getting this early little look before the episode goes out on the Rooster Teeth's YouTube for everyone to watch. But otherwise, I gotta say, really liked it, loving Volume 6, and I would like to hear other people's opinions on how they've been feeling about this. Man, I really like that scene with Jean and the Pierre statue. That was definitely like just getting at this last just like getting that episode when it got back to their team. They're doing the whole looking for Oscar bet. I was like, I don't really care that much about them going out and looking for him. And then I just saw him walk over. Well, I thought he was looking at some bench and it was gonna be some flashback, and it was gonna be something like I don't really know. And then he walks over and you see that statue, and I was like, oh shit, this is about to get emotional. Anyway, yeah. If you like this content, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Check out my other videos. And I appreciate everyone who's already subscribed. Otherwise, thank you very much for listening. Bye.